There's a strange moment in every man's life, a moment that doesn't come with a crash or a siren, but with a whisper so faint, most never hear it. It's the mew when life tries to warn you that you've started to drift. Not all taunts, not in flames, but quietly like a ship, just 1 degree off course, sailing confidently toward destruction. And what makes it worse, you feel like you're retowing fine, you're working, you're serving, maybe even thriving on the outside. But deep within, something is slipping. Something is dying. And here's that brittle truth, no one told you. Fools aren't just the loud, obvious, reckless types. Fools are also the calm men with blind spots. The comfortable ones, the proud ones. The ones who think they're immune because the most dangerous kind man isn't the weak man. It's the man who doesn't even know he's slowly beaming irrelevant, becoming dull, becoming soft, becoming for. You can still smile. You can still show up. You can still get likes, dates, handshakes, but if you're reminizing these 10 signs that life always sends to men who are drifting off the path, then no matter how confident you look, you're walking straight into collapse. And ya won't even realize a tunnel the woman leaves. Until your body breaks. Until your soul. That quiet masculine center feels like an empty echo, but not to. Not today. Becca, you're still here, still watching, still listening, which means part of you knows something's off. Part of you still wants to course. Correct, bear. It's too late. So if you're ready to look in the mirror without flinching, if you're man in auto here, what most would rather ignore, then take a breath, sit still, and prepare yourself. Because these aren't just lessons, they are warning shots from the universe. And only a fool ignores them. Let's begin. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat alone in a room? No phone, non-was, not distractions, just you, your thoughts, and that quiet 9. Feeling that thing isn't quite right. Not aces, not a breakdown, just a subtle knees, a tightness in your chest, a voice in your gut saying you're not being the man you're supposed to be. And here's the part that should scare you. Most men ignore that voice. Not because if they are weak, but because they've been trained by society, by their friends, by their fathers to believe that as long as things look fine on the surface, they're fine. But what if I told you the biggest lie we live under? That real collapse doesn't come from bike explosions, it comes from slow leaks. The man who loses everything, his edge, his respect, his purpose, he doesn't usually see it coming. Why? Because the oral didn't warn him with a slap in the . It whispered. Gave him signs. Subtle, almost invisible clues that said, wake up, you're adrifting. You're wasting what you wear a man to have come. And he missed them. He missed them because he was too busy chasing Giproville, too busy chasing, too busy numbing his instincts with entertainment, sugar, alcohol, and cheap dopamine hits. He was moving fast but with not erection, smiling but hollow, functioning but not living. And their world will applaud that man to as long as he pays his bills, posts pictures, and plays nice. No one will ever tell him the truth that deep down's quietly becoming a fool. Not a court jester in a costume. Not a gratuitous idiot, but something far worse. A Monwo had the potential for power, wisdom, and impact, and traded it all for comfort, distraction, and denial. This video, it isn't for the masses. It's not for the meno, and easy answers, motivational fluff. This is a mirror held in front of you with no filter, and if you have figs to look into it, to face the 10 signs that reveal you're slipping, drifting, softening, then ya have a real chance to course correct dodo, realign. To become the kin. Manwo doesn't just survive the world, butchaps it. Most men won't, but if you're still here, still watching, then dip inside. You're not like most men. So listen carefully. In the case what I'm about to reveal is an entertainment. It's emergency maintenance for your masculinity. Let's single quotes as one. You keep the peace, but you're at war with yourself. You tell yourself it's noble to avoid conflict. You bite your tongue when people disrespect you. You smile, and no demon when your guts say speak. You think being nice keeps the peace, but what kind of peace is that when, every day you silence your truth just to keep others comfortable? Stoic men know there's a price to pay for being like it be everyone, and it's usually your integrity. If you can't stand up for yourself, if you confuse a passivity with wisdom, think congratulations, you've become the fool who traded courage for convenience. 2. You're addicted to noise because since a conference, your mind can't sit still. The moment things go quiet, you reach for your phone, turn on music, check meaningless updates, you tell yourself you're just bored, but deep down you'll know the truth. Silence scares you. Why? Because silence doesn't lie. It reflects everything back at you. Thoth miss goals, the broken promises, thy version of you, you're afraid to face Buddha. Real man doesn't run from his inner world. He walks straight into it. Bakaza knows mastery isn't built in noise. It's built in the stillness. Threo chase attention instead of respect. She thinks she'll love you if you text more, if you post better pictures, if you act more charming, more clever, more available. But all that energy you waste casing her approval, it'll the world something. You don't value yourself. The moment your worth depends on how someone else sees you, you've already lost. Because a woman can sense one, a man doesn't have a mission, and loving is more unattractive than a man needs to Bekosin because he hasn't chosen himself. Respect isn't earned, throw a performance doug, it's earned throughout presents for. You never finish what you start. You talk big. You set goals. You plan. You dream. But you never follow through. You start the gym. Quit after 2 weeks. Start reading. Never finish the book. Start building. Then find a new excuse. And then you'll blame the shekel. Blame the stress. Blame feeding. But deep down Yagna you're lying to yourself. Not because you can't finish, but because it's easier to imagine success than to blade for it. Stoic truth, starting is easy. Finishing makes you a man. 5. You outsource your responsibility for your life. You blame your ex. Your childhood, your job, the government, your genetics. The dimming. Few weather. The world. Everyone but yourself. But until you admit that you're the architect of your own condition, you will always remain a slave. Because men who blame never build. They flow through life waiting for something to fix them. But life doesn't fix you. The tests you and theist is simple. Will you own everything, even the parts that weren't your fault? Or will you keep laying the victim, while your masculine age quietly dies? 6. You worship comfort like a god. You know what you shall do, but don't because it's hard back. It's uncomfortablace. It forces you to grow. So instead, take the shortcut. You press news, you scroll for hours. You avoid discomfort, like it's poison. But harassed truth. Comfort is a slow killer. It isn't stabs us. It whispers. Relax. You've earned this until one day you wake up a shell of the man you could have been. A stoic man doesn't seek comfort. He seeks challenge. Bocase a nose. That's where his edge is forged. 7. You talk more than you listen, and you always have something to say. You interrupt. You defend. You explain. You lecture. But here's the louder you are, the less you grow. Because growth doesn't come from your own voice. It comes from listening. And most men, they're not listening, they're waiting to talk. Waiting to impress. Waiting to be admired. But the most dangerous man in the room isn't the one speaking. It's the unlistening intently. The one who sees patterns. The one who speaks online when necessary. Be that man. Hate genuinely, work hard when it's convenient. You're a beast when you're in the mood. When the weather is right, when you're motivated, when the stars align. But the moment life gets messy, you vanish, and that's the difference between an amateur and a stoic man. A fool needs perfect conditions. A stoic builds discipline because he knows that consistency ain't about feeling good. It's about showing up when no one's watching. When you're tired, when you're doubting, when it would be so easy. Talk with. If you're goalsonly live in your moods, they'll die in your excuses. 9. You obsess over women and neglect your mission. You check if she's online. You replay her words. You read articles on how to let your life, your vision, your purpose on hold. Let be clear. Women are not your purpose. They're a byproduct of purpose. And if you're still chasing her more than you chase mastery, she won't respect you out because she'll see what you don't, that your life is in center. It's just reacting. Stop obsessing over what chef thinks. Start obsessing over what you're 10. You lie to yourself every day. This is the most dangerous sin because it doesn't sound evil. It sounds like I'll start tomorrow. I'm doing okay. I've got time. It's not that bad. But every time you say it, you'll drift further from the man you wear me in to be. Not because lying to the world, but because you are lying to yourself. And if Amen can't tell himself the truth, he can't be trusted. Not with a mission. Not with a woman. Not even with his own potential. Selfish honesty's the foundation of masculine power. Without it, you're not strong, you're not smart, you're not stoic, you're just another fool with a good story and a soft spine. Again, brother, let's be honest. Most men will watch this video, feel a flicker of recognition, and then scroll right back into a distraction, back into comfort, back into the habits that quietly destroy the very power they were born with. But if you've made it this far, you to pause because you're not most men. And the reason you're here right now isn't random. It's a significant of awareness. And the truth is that moment is rare. So, here's what I'm asking of you. Don't just absorb this. Don't just agree with it. Actually, become the kind of man whose discipline is to depend on motivation, whose truth doesn't shake under pressure and whose presence makes people rise without ever raising his voice. If you felt a fire burn in your gut during this video, that's not just emotion. That's your inner standard waking up. The part of you that's tired of being average, tired of living small, tired of feeling like you're built for more but doing less. And if that's you, you're not alone. This channel, Grandma's Minds, is our place where we don't chase trends. We master timeless truths where don't just talk about masculine power. We embody it. So, if this resonated, hit that subscribe button, tap the bell icon so you never miss. Allison, that could realign your path. Drop a comment below, tell me which sign hit hardest. Let's build a brotherhood of thinkers, doers, and disciplined men will sharpen each other. Not with ego, but with And if you're serious about this journey, I'll see we in the next one. Until then, stay grounded, stay sharp, and never ever loathe the man in the mirror.